We are up and running there. And the mic's working. I've learned to check that. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look-see. What do we got cooking out there? I have a good handful of items tagged myself, and I know Miss Steph has been very busy today. Hope your travels have gone well. I bet they have. I mean, enjoy the weather. That's all I'll say. I don't want to give away where you're going, but okay. Let me put my screen share up here. Where are we gonna pick up at? Well, I guess the big news of the day, for those maybe just getting off work, haven't really kept up with things. The Oversight Committee has announced and recommended to the DOJ that they consider all of Joe Biden's auto pen pardons null and void, and have recommended that the DOJ take action to that effect, investigate, and wipe it clean. It's a big deal. Very big deal. And Pam Bondi very quickly after that announced that indeed DOJ would be investigating nullifying the Biden auto pen pardons, which would be, let me see. I think I asked Grok here. Remember what kind of answer I got. Let's see. Which Biden pardons did not use AutoPen? It's basically all of the mass pardons that were done like in one swoop early on in the admin. Like most of the early pardons were not AutoPen, and most of the later ones were, with the exception of Hunter Biden. From earlier in 2024, a bunch of names I don't recognize. It's some drug stuff. So the only name that turned up here, Hunter Biden. So Hunter's in the clear. Everyone else, not so much. And that is I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. So then I asked her, what was it? Which members of the admin and other politicians received preemptive pardons, whether AutoPen or otherwise? So who thought they were safe, and now all of a sudden likely are not? Yes, all the J6 people, J6 committee people. Benny Thompson, Missouri, or would that be Mississippi? I don't know. Liz Cheney, obviously, Adam Schiff, Adam Kinzinger, dirtbag, Elaine Luria, Stephanie Murphy, Pete Aguilar, Zoe Lofgren, and Jamie Ratskin. And then members of the administration, Anthony Fauci, Mark Milley. Weren't there others? I feel like there were others. At least a couple others. But regardless, it's a pretty stinking big deal, man. What did Bondi say here? Oh, well. That's not what Bondi said, so. Let me go to Comer. We'll do Comer. We'll start there for our first clip. There he is.
Nobody elected Jill Biden. And she just acted as the de facto president. And that's what many reports have said. And she even ran cabinet meetings, Mr. Chairman.
Mm-hmm.
And it was grotesque to watch. No one's ever seen a woman behave like this in the White House. And
you know, when I saw this clip earlier, I had actually forgotten that. I'd forgotten that she had effectively, like, I mean, just look at this. Look at her. Joins President Biden in a cabinet meeting. She's basically leading the thing. Like, come on.
What's to be made of Jill Biden's role in all of this?
Well, she had a significant role. We didn't bring Jill Biden in because it was going to take forever. and time is of the essence.
Did not bring Dr. Jill in, or was that Joe? Did he say Joe or Jill? Jill. Okay.
Bring Jill Biden in because it was going to take forever, and time is of the essence because you've got a situation where a lot of these people in the deep state can't be held accountable. I know there's a lot of people frustrated that no one's been arrested yet or anything. Well, a lot of them were granted pardons. Well, now, with our investigation, the pardons, if the Department of Justice...
Still unable to chat in my own live chat, by the way. Way to go, YouTube. Way to go.
Does what we've recommended, the pardons will be declared null and void. So there's nothing stopping the Department of Justice from going after the deep state and going after Dr. Fauci for everything that he put us through, or the January 6th committee for falsifying documents, or the Biden family for taking millions and millions of dollars from our enemies around the world, lying about it, and then not paying taxes on it. I mean, the list goes on and on and on of who the auto pen pardoned on the way out the door. And again, there's no chain of custody. Every staffer essentially gave a different account for how the auto pen was to be used. And I don't think that would hold up. If you ran a Fortune 500 company and operated like that, I don't think that would hold up in a circuit court in any state in America, much less the presidential power of the pardon and the way that was operated by the Biden administration.
Should Joe Biden's Dr. O'Connell, she lose his license?
Well, I think that he's going to have to explain why that they didn't give Joe Biden a cognitive test, or
he should have to explain all this.
Did they give Joe Biden a cognitive
and then he should lose his license
test and he failed? He's going to have to explain why they didn't test Joe Biden for prostate cancer, or did they test Joe Biden for prostate cancer and he had it and they lied about it? And I think he's going to also have to say, why did you continuously write down that he was in a picture of health mentally and physically when everyone in America could see with their own eyes that he was not? Now, those are all questions we tried to ask him, and he pled the Fifth Amendment to avoid self-incrimination. Now, if you have the Attorney General do an investigation, he's not going to have as many options. And if he continues to plead the Fifth, then I think he should lose his license. Because he was America's doctor, essentially. He didn't work for Joe Biden. He worked for us. He was the White House physician.
Right.
And you can't have a White House physician lying about
is it true you were a crack cocaine dealer for 7 years?
I plead the Fifth.
Sir, will you tell us about the cartels you dealt with in your time as a crack cocaine dealer?
No, but I can tell you that I plead the Fifth.
Exactly how much money did you earn in your time as a crack cocaine dealer?
I said there are so many amendments in the Constitution of the United States of America. I can only choose one. Plead the Fifth. Plead the Fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, Fifth.
That's basically the entire Biden admin in a nutshell.
Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you? I have a secret.
Love it.
If they take a cognitive test and fail it. So at the end of the day, with that clip you showed of Jill Biden, when she said they never even talked about taking a cognitive test, that is a lie. They did talk about it. Every single one of the people that we brought in that was in Joe Biden's inner circle said, yeah, we talked about taking the president taking a cognitive test to shut up the critics, but then we eventually decided against it. Now, why would you decide against it? Either you knew he would fail it, or he took it and failed it, and you covered it up.
One of the two. It could be either one, honestly. I don't know. I think it was just so painfully obvious that they wouldn't have bothered. They knew. It's obvious to anyone with eyeballs. And that's through a television, a very selectively filtered television screen. Think about the people that see him, on a semi-daily basis. They know. Oh, yeah. Why would they even bother with the test? All right, what else we got here? Oh, yeah, member of 764. The violent online grooming and basically like snuff network. It's really messed up. Really messed up stuff. Age 19, Tony Christopher Long, charged with exploitation of a minor, cyberstalking, threats, and animal abuse, including something known as animal crushing, in which they, crush animals to death on video. Yep. Oh, this is nice. Underage girls are being trafficked along a 50-block stretch in Los Angeles, known as the Blade, I think? And law enforcement's hands are tied currently thanks to none other than Scott Wiener's bill that was signed into law by Gavin Newsom. Yeah, pedo Scott. Seen here. New York Times report reveals how girls as young as 11 are being forced to solicit customers for, well, you know what. All thanks to Scott Wiener and his bill, Senate Bill 357, which was signed into law by Gavin Newsom. Let's see. I think they explain it some in this video here. This is messed up stuff.
It's one of the most notorious sex trafficking corridors in the United States, known as the Blade. It's about a 50-block stretch. There are churches and schools, but there are also girls as young as 11 forced to solicit customers for sex. I've been following this story for more than 2.5 years. I interviewed the mayor of Los Angeles. I interviewed the city attorney. No one has been able to uproot this issue. The 77th Street Division of the Los Angeles Police Department is responsible for the northern half of the Blade. The Vice Unit has identified hundreds of suspected traffickers. But even when officers are confident, they need to collect enormous amounts of evidence in order to arrest them and then prosecute them in court. They often rely on rescuing these juvenile girls, in part to help them escape, but also to gather intelligence about their traffickers.
Today we'll be doing a juvenile CSEC minor rescue operation starting at 1900.
The plan for tonight is to go out with undercover operators who are going to try to pose as customers.
Anyone that is youthful in appearance and is confirmed to be a street walking prostitute will be detained pending a human trafficking investigation and brought back here.
On this particular street in Los Angeles, prostitution has always been a problem, but it's in recent years that child sex trafficking has become a bigger issue. It began during the pandemic. Lots of children were out of school. They were spending more time online on social media, which is where a lot of sex traffickers recruit children.
And after 2020, you see such an influx of women. It's a lot of money out here. These gang members notice that. If you have one girl, you can easily make $1,200 a day, easily. And the females are very reluctant to turn them in.
But as this crisis has grown, the officers say that the resources to fight it have not kept up. LAPD's Central Human Trafficking Unit.
It's because there's a long-standing system in place of people in power working to protect all of this.
Has been disbanded, which means
Just
vice
saying.
units like the one at 77th Street Division are having to carve out the time for this on their own. 5 years ago, uniformed officers could have pulled up to a corner and apprehended a whole group of girls who are dressed in lingerie, hoping to recover minors among them. But a 2022 bill,
Senate Bill 357,
thanks to Scott Wiener,
repealed that law.
Which repeals provisions of the law that criminalize loitering with the intent to engage in sex work. You can't arrest somebody for how they look. You need to actually catch them in that act.
Now officers have to pursue girls one at a time. That requires methodical undercover operations. One of the undercover officers identified a juvenile on social media who's planning to meet up with him for sex. They're hoping to arrange a pickup for that girl.
They have a possible juvenile detained. She's agreed to meet them at this corner, at this intersection. She told him how she's going to be dressed, and sure enough, they see her walking.
All thanks to Scott Wiener. And it's now exponentially more difficult.
Matching the description, and it turns out she's 14.
The girl is temporarily handcuffed, but she's not being arrested. This is what the squad calls a juvie rescue operation.
They're going to call Children's Services, and she'll be taken to get medically screened, and then placement for her. And they're going to make contact with the parents.
Probably will, in all likelihood, end up right back on. Very short order.
Very young. Hopefully we caught her soon enough.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Way to go, Scott. More from the Oversight Committee here. Let's see.
Was the #1 issue...
What is this, like a compilation? Oh, yes, okay. Interesting. Let's check some of this out. Joe Biden was not running the show, they say. Here. Our new report exposes how Biden's decline was real and his aides covered it up. Aides didn't even know who was operating the auto pen to sign official documents and pardons. That's nuts. Watch the truth they tried to bury.
Was the #1 issue in the campaign the president's fitness or his age?
Did you ever see President Biden in a wheelchair?
I do not recall ever seeing President Biden in a wheelchair.
And new information now on the people in his inner circle and how the cover-up actually operated.
Senior aides that worked here until just a couple months ago, at the beginning of this year, manipulating an ailing president for their own gain.
How much were you paid for your role in the campaign in 2024?
Just a little bit short of $4 million.
I'm sorry, how much?
$4 million.
You believe that the president should stay in the race. Your own financial stake in the matter was a factor in any way in your vice president.
I don't believe.
Oh, wow. And when it comes to President Biden's decline, the official word from Biden world about all these news stories is that nothing has been revealed this week that shows that President Biden was anything but an effective president.
Yes, I noticed that he was aging in terms of his physical condition. I noticed that, he shuffled more.
That he has more stumbling over words and gaffes than he did at the beginning of the term.
His rhetorical skills were not as strong as they had been, and his speeches were less effective, I thought.
We talked about age. We knew it was an issue, and we tried to design a strategy.
We had a discussion at the senior advisor level about whether the president should have a cognitive exam.
Flashback now to the legacy media's complete denial of the president's cognitive decline.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years.
He is sharp. He is on top of things.
Do you regret saying that President Biden had a mental acuity? He had a sharpness to him.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not seen decline. And I hadn't.
He is just fine. How people interpret that is up to them.
We're watching the testimony of this woman here, Annie Thomas Sr. She's the former senior advisor to President Joe Biden. She was the third person set to appear before James Comer's committee. She has now taken the fifth. There is now a pattern of key Biden confidants seeking to shield themselves from criminal liability for this potential conspiracy.
Were you ever told to lie about the president's health?
The advice of counsel, I must respectfully decline to answer based upon physician-patient privilege and in reliance on my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Dr. O'Connor has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Dr. O'Connor, Did you ever believe the president was unfit to execute his duties as president?
And we can tell you that he will have the same answer with respect to any questions that are asked.
Did any unelected official or family member of President Joe Biden execute the duties of the presidency? Did Joe Biden, a member of his family, or anyone at the White House ever instruct you to lie regarding his health?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the questions received to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
And if that wasn't shocking enough,
the fifth.
Jake Tapper claims Hunter Biden was basically acting like the chief of staff.
Hunter was driving the decision making for the family. He was almost like a chief of staff.
Did you notice an uptick ever when Hunter Biden was around?
Yes. Towards the end, I think he was living with the president.
They were lying not just to the public, they were lying to other Democrats. Have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Were you in favor of Hunter Biden getting a pardon?
Yes. Did you ever ask Joe Biden if the allegations regarding his son were true?
No.
Ian Sams, who was the White House spokesperson, interacted with him 2 times. 2 times.
Well, I think it's really important to take the soundbite and understand the context.
How often would you say that you interacted with the president in person?
I interacted with him pretty infrequently. I think I met with the president a handful of times during my tenure in the White House. I gotta say, that doesn't look anything like the president that I know. When I deal with him, he's sharp, he's asking tough questions. That's the President Biden that so many of us experience every single day.
You don't think it's missing some context?
I don't.
So it raises serious concerns and serious questions about who was calling shots in the White House. If the White House spokesperson is being shielded from the President of the United States, who was operating the Oval Office?
Indeed.
Was it an issue for you for President Biden?
No, it was not a concern.
Do you think President Biden was fully in command that night during the debate?
I do believe that he was fully in command that night during the debate.
I knew it was very difficult to get past some of the visual things that were causing people concern about the president's election.
The voters' concerns about President Biden were wrong?
Yes. He often would confuse names.
Do you think it got worse as you knew?
Yes.
Are you sure you're being honest with yourself when you say you have the mental and physical
We could all see it happen.
capacity to serve another
For the
4
love of God.
years?
Yes, I am.
I did not have the experience that it took him longer to answer a single question.
He could stumble. He was stumbled physically.
What is the chief fate?
It was something that we did not coin. It was something that the media coined.
Did you
Oh, please, lady. Come on.
did anyone ever verify if the videos you were talking about were in fact cheap fakes?
I believe so.
But there were instances where videos were circulated of President Biden appearing.
Turned out it was 100% legit.
Not that I recall.
Because he's obviously asking her about now.
She told you this real video of Biden getting
Unreal, man.
lost in an Italian field was fake. Now she's saying, yeah, my White House was broken and I'm switching parties.
And was suffering from a cold that really constrained his voice and constrained his ability to be forceful in the debate.
Do you attribute President Biden's performance that night to him
Frickin' science.
being under the weather?
That's
Yeah, he had a cold. That's all.
my assumption.
Because, colds make you into a bumbling idiot.
Medicare the ability for us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies.
Have you ever
Charlie Kirk's assassin's trans lover, Lance Twiggs, has apparently been missing now 6 weeks after the assassination. Lance Twiggs. Yeah. The alleged shooter's live-in partner. Pretty sketchy. Antifa. I think there was obvious evidence of Antifa foreknowledge. Something was cooking, man. FBI makes arrest in murder for hire plot against AG Bondi. Oh yeah, this wackadoo. Some idiot put up like a freaking $45,000 wanted dead ad kind of thing bounty.
Right, breaking news, top of the new hour here, and another threat of political violence in America. The FBI making an arrest in a chilling murder for hire plot targeting Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Crazy.
We are learning brand new details at this hour. Welcome back as America Reports heads into hour 2. I'm Sandra Smith in New York.
Scary stuff, Sandra. I'm John Roberts. In Washington, the 29-year-old Minnesota man is accused of putting out a $45,000 hit on the Attorney General. It all started on TikTok when a post with the bounty started going viral before setting off a swift federal investigation.
And the suspect's rap sheet is long, and his online activity reveals ties to anarchist symbolism and anti-government literature.
Our Justice correspondent David Spud live here in Washington. What else
How about that?
are we learning, David, about the suspect?
Well, John,
Oh, and by the way, hello, I see you all out there in YouTube chat. I wish I could respond to you, through chat, but I can't because YouTube has prevented me from doing so. For some reason. I don't know. Not sure why. You should definitely contact them and harass them about it because I've tried and they've done nothing. I'll go to their pathetic exchange with me on Twitter in a minute.
Charged with threatening Attorney General Bondi in a TikTok post. According to authorities in this affidavit that we just saw a couple of hours ago, unsealed recently, he allegedly offered a $45,000 bounty. In the post, there's a photo, and this was on TikTok, a photo of the Attorney General with a sniper red dot, and it reads, "Wanted Pam Bondi, reward $45,000, dead or alive, preferably dead." That's a quote. He is in custody. Additionally, his TikTok page had anarchist symbols, according to the affidavit filed. The affidavit reads, quote, "Additionally, the suspect user's TikTok page had a link to an anarchist FAQ book pinned to his page. According to open source research, as well as based on Eurofines training."
What, like the anarchist cookbook?
And experience. Anarchism is a political philosophy and movement that seeks to abolish all institutions that perpetuate authority, coercion, or hierarchy, primarily targeting the state and capitalism. Now, FBI agents John and Sandra from Detroit, Michigan received a tip from someone who was on TikTok, noticed the post in their feed, then reported this post. The FBI worked with Google, Comcast, and TikTok to find this guy. Google helped with IP logins, IP locations. They also were able to find his email. Now, according to the affidavit, he has a multi-state criminal history, as you mentioned, including a 2022 felony stalking and domestic assault misdemeanor charge. We've reached out to the
a nice person.
Justice Department. So far, we're being told no comment.
Oh, this was actually like legitimately kind of sad. David Medina on the ground in Portland, Oregon, inviting an Antifa to church.
It's like the difference between like me and that guy that you just were talking to earlier is that like it wasn't a like I want a proper debate. Like I want like someone to like question me for what I believe in to make me think about what I like about my shit.
So that being said, what's the percentage of you coming to church with me just one day?
I can't do that.
You can't do that.
No, I have schizophrenia.
Okay.
A bit of schizophrenia. Well, it's like very low, but like whenever I get like really extremely anxious, it'll fucking skyrocket, and I don't want to make a scene in front of the church.
I got you. I totally understand that. Would you mind if I?
That kind of sounds like a demon. I'm just saying. It kind of sounds like you got a demon.
When I'm at home and stuff, would you mind if I put you in my prayers?
I mean, I don't really think it would do anything, but like you have the freedom to do whatever you want.
And then, are you going to be down here for like a couple weeks? Are you going to come down here?
I've been down here for a while.
Okay, if I see you next week, I'll come down and I'll check with you and we'll have another conversation, all right? How's that sound?
It works.
Hey, thank you for this conversation. Thank you. That was amazing.
That wasn't a fucking conversation.
That was
just fucking
his breast stunk,
man.
Man.
Just fucking.
That's why I wanted him to beg you a little bit.
I just want to say between you and me, he has charges.
Yeah. Copy that. I understand that. Yep.
And just like the fucking like story he told me didn't really make any sense.
Didn't make any sense. Hey, be safe out here, okay?
I don't know who they're referring to there. Not sure. Interesting. The soup ladies who travel around the country feeding first responders are being targeted and harassed with vile messages for feeding federal agents at the ICE facility in Portland.
I don't think you can put it on TV what they've been saying. It's been awful. We feed first responders, that's all we do. When people are stuck on scene and
that's so cool.
Can't leave, we get them healthy, hearty meals.
That's so sweet.
I've had over 100 phone calls from midnight last night until now. I've had over 100 phone calls from the people out on the street.
Saying what?
Bad things.
How'd they know you were here?
Because they've been taking pictures of our truck when we come and go. And they went on the website. My number is the only one on the website.
Oh my gosh.
And you also, I don't know if you're willing to say this, but you have people in your family who are law enforcement.
Yes.
So what does it mean to you, especially
That's
this
so messed
environment,
up.
this political environment for these agents? What does it mean for you to be able to help them in this way?
You know, I'm so grateful for them. They keep the peace so that I can sleep in my bed at night and not have to worry. That's what they do. They're heroes. They are heroes. And I love them so much.
You've been seeing them every day. Are you sure they're not Nazi fascists?
Oh, I'm pretty sure not, yeah. No, they're, and I'm not either.
Yeah.
I'm not a Nazi fascist. I'm a red-blooded American.
Wow. Soup, how can you attack a soup lady? Who does that? A soup lady. She was trying to feed people with soup. ICE field office director, I assume the local Portland area ICE field office director Julio Hernandez tells me, Katie Daviscourt, the line has been drawn and welcomes federal troops to help safeguard the Portland ICE facility.
Now you have the Portland police chief saying they got this under control outside in front of ICE. Do you agree with that, or do you think it's a lawless zone?
How do I answer that question? Anybody would just do it. I'm not here to take the people themselves. As Americans, we all have the right to protest. That's fundamental right. As such, we want a peaceful protest. When we start impeding the building, when we start bombing,
Katie, you need some audio, girl. You need a microphone, girl. Come on, shit.
that line is gone. We're not going to stand idly by. We're going to protect this building to the best of everybody within ICE is a human being. And knowing that we have the support from the top down only empowers us to do our job. As you can tell, at this building we have a whole government approach. We have a combination of federal agencies that are here to protect us. We're here to protect the community. Enforcing immigration law is our priority. And one of the things that I want to overlook is that we are going to do our part. Utilize the whole government approach. We are completely dedicated in ensuring that we're not going to give up the mission. So we're going to protect ourselves, we're going to protect the community, and we're going to keep doing the job that the Americans do.
What do you think about the president ordering more troops to be deployed there?
The safety of the people that work in the building is my problem. These are my people. These are my employees.
Hardly hear a damn thing. But it sounds like he would obviously welcome it. Will it actually happen? That's kind of the question. Sucks because I want to go out there and document some stuff, but like everything has sort of wound down for the moment. Just for the moment, I think it's probably just until the decision comes down from the court. So, depending on what that is, we could see it get wild again very, very soon. In the next couple days, I think. I don't know when that ruling's supposed to come in, but what is this? Why did I don't know why I hit like on that. No clue. A transgender high school student has pled guilty to conspiracy to commit murder. Amidst to plotting Valentine's Day school shooting kept shrine to mass killers. Oh, nice. Trinity Shockley calls itself. This is interesting, depending on whether or not you believe Paul Sperry. I don't know if this has been confirmed elsewhere or not. But he says here, new court filings in the James Comey perjury case confirm that person 3 in the indictment is Comey leak cutout Daniel Richman. I think that's like pretty widely suspected at this point. But person 1, he says, is Hillary Clinton. Ooh. This is never about Andrew McCabe. NBC and the rest of the mainstream media got it wrong, and Fox analyst McCarthy parroted them. Hillary Clinton, wow. I mean, if Hillary Clinton ends up being person 1, that's, get really interesting really quickly, couldn't it? Over 80 people, including 4 police officers, were killed and 81 arrested in a massive raid against the Comando Vermelho cartel in Rio de Janeiro. Whoa. Oh, no sound. Yikes. That's a bunch of bodies. Wow. Oh, whoa. Quite a few. Like some more down the road, maybe.
Tranquilidade, mano, ó. A tia tá filmando aí, nós vai descer. Qual é, rapaziada? Ó, um atrás do outro. Ninguém com nada. Ninguém com nada. Aí, tá geral sem camisa, pegou a visão? Tá geral sem camisa, nós vai descer.
No idea.
Aqui devagar. Filma, tia. Filma.
Around 2,800 officers took part in the operation, executing 100 arrest warrants. Jeez.
Seguindo. Filma, tia. Tenta pra filmar, já tá filmando. Já tá filmando. Então, filma, já tá filmando.
Oh, looks like some bloodstains on the floor.
Calma.
Weapons on the table.
Ó, tem amigo morto aqui no chão aqui, entendeu? Bagulho é tranquilidade. Bagulho é tranquilidade. Tem amigo morto aqui, sem esculacho. Vem, rapaziada, bora? Bora, rapaziada. Segue aí. Sem esculacho. Já é. Calma.
Wow. Good for them. All right. Let me go to Miss Stiff's pile next year. I know there's a lot to get to today, so we better jump in. We're already almost halfway through the show, so. Trump in Japan. Oh, yeah. I think we got some Trump dance action. It's always nice. Always fun. Yeah, it's quite long. We'll skip that. Air Force One flying over Mount Fuji this morning, or last night. There's the new Prime Minister. What is her name again? Oh. Building seems to be speaking English there. Yeah. Welcome ceremony for President Trump at Akasaka Palace. Oh, neat. Got their little guy back there. Love it.
I'd also like to congratulate you on being the first woman prime minister. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. I want to congratulate you on that. I think that has to be.
No, don't do that.
And,
Don't do that thing.
You do a fantastic job, and we're going to have a fantastic relationship. Thank you very much. Howard, I'm going to just let you know.
This was nice. Anything I can do to help Japan will be there, he says.
Anytime you have any question, any doubt, anything you want, any favors you need, anything I can do to help Japan, we will be there. We are an ally at the strongest level, and it's a great honor to be with you, especially so early in what will be, I think, one of the greatest prime ministers. I think you'll be one of the greatest. Everything I know from Shinzo and others, you will be one of the great prime ministers.
Japan's an important ally. Good to remain close to them. Signing an agreement on strategic investments and critical minerals. Oh. Gifted him with a golf bag signed by Hideki Matsuyama, some famous Japanese golfer, I guess, and Prime Minister Abe's putter. Aw, that's cool. It's a nice gift. Toast before lunch, and on to meeting with the families of North Korean abductees.
Sorry, your message to the families.
Or rather, Japanese people abducted by North Korea, I guess, it would be.
Strong feeling, tremendous feeling, and as you know, I've been here before. Some of the people I've met before.
Wish we could hear this.
It continues.
Unfortunately, no such luck.
It continues on what they've been looking for so many years.
Yeah, I can't make it out. This is pretty neat. Trump arriving on the USS George Washington at Yokosuka Naval Base. Spoke to troops there. Badass. Where's the part where he comes down? Oh, here. Yeah, this is fantastic. What a cool aesthetic this is. Just so awesome.
Of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
That's pretty cool. That is a heck of an aircraft carrier, by the way, the USS George Washington. That's, how new is that thing? Let's see. It's pretty new, isn't it? Yeah, nuclear. Steel was laid. Okay, not that new, but still relatively fresh. Christened July 1990 by Barbara Bush. And vessel commissioned 1992. Largely smiles amongst the crowd there. I looked. A lot of genuinely pleased reactions from the crowd. Very enthusiastic. Yeah, look at that. They were having a lot of fun. Might be one Any more? Yeah, here. We get a little dance here. There's only one guy I saw that was like not amused. This guy right here, the black dude right there. This guy, the other black guy, loving it, and this one loving it. This guy was not loving it. He was not amused. Everyone else, though, seemed to be having quite a good time. Excuse me. Anything else? All right. Walking with the captain here, up on the deck, top deck. Letting some of the sailors get selfies. It's pretty cool. Oh. You're the greatest, sir, he says. And this is on the way out, okay. Oh, cool. With the Prime Minister there. Holding the salute. It's what a view, man. That's so cool. What a piece of engineering, too. That's so neat. Commerce Secretary Lutnick with Trump.
I'm incredibly proud to announce that this evening we're going to be signing $490 billion of investment.
Wow.
So I'm sorry I left you down. I didn't get to 500 billion. I came a little short, but
close.
Anyway, so these deals are driven by
Let it slide.
The Japanese Strategic Investment Initiative, which was created by your tariff policy and by your historic trade agreement with Japan. So that was
What is this shit? A monkey? An escaped monkey? A monkey at large? Where is this? Is this close to me? I want to find a monkey. Where's the monkey, damn it? Come back. Where'd my alert go? Where'd my monkey alert go? No! Ah! Just got an alert on my phone that there was an escaped monkey. And that won't tell me anything about it. Ugh. Hate when that happens. You know?
Underlying reason that we were able to get all these deals done today. So the commitments ensure the economic and national security of the United States of America. We're going to be developing energy. We're going to be developing nuclear, semiconductors, and strengthening the entire domestic supply chain. I'm incredibly proud.
Dang, man. The app won't load. I want to know about the monkey. I did see that it was allegedly not infectious, so at least we know that much. At least we know the monkey is not infectious. Let's see if we can find it on here. Escaped monkey. Tell me more. Oh God, did I lose internet? Who killed the internet? Nothing's working, man. Look at this. I don't even know if you guys can still hear me. Oh, there we go. I might be back. Try again. How weird. Look at that. Not search results are just not turning up. Well, as long as you guys still hear me. I guess it's just X. X is taking a dump. Yeah, look at that. Interesting. That's freaking bizarre, guys. We having another Amazon US East outage? We back there again? Good Lord. It's all fudged. There we go, finally. Okay, now, in a fresh window, tell me about the escaped monkey. Oh my gosh. Begin a conspiracy. They don't want me to know about the monkey. What is happening? Oh, what is this? Ridiculous. All right, there we are. That's where we were. We'll just keep going with this. See if I can find more on the monkey later. Oh no, no, come back. Monkey with no, it has herpes? Shut up. It does not. It's got herpes. It's a herpes monkey? No. Aggressive virus infected monkey on the so I guess whatever I saw was wrong, and it is in fact virus infected. Aggressive virus infected monkey on loose after semi-truck crash in Mississippi. So if you're in Mississippi, look out. Watch out. If you happen to see a monkey, run. Or alternatively, don't make any sudden movements. I don't know which is best. I don't know. Should you distract it with a banana? Or should you run at top speed in the opposite direction? Not really sure. Do herpes monkeys still go for bananas? Have any news stories on this? Oh no, that's old. That's from South. That's the last time it happened in South Carolina. It happens on a regular basis, I guess. None yet, but I assume we'll have some news stories on this later tonight. Anyway, here's Trump again, speaking on South Korea and a potential meeting with President Xi.
I'll be meeting with President Xi the day after tomorrow. I'm going to a wonderful place where I think a lot of you may be going. We're going to be meeting tomorrow at a very fantastic meeting. Who's going tomorrow? Is anybody going that I know in this room? I think a lot. Tim, are you going? Maybe? You're not. You mean you came here for this? And you're just going back just like that? Well, we'll be going to South Korea, and then on the following day, a meeting with President Xi, as you probably heard. I'd be surprised if anybody didn't hear. That's a big meeting, and I think it's going to work out very well, actually. I think it's going to be great for everybody. I'll be meeting with President Xi the day after tomorrow.
Very good, very good. So that is in fact happening, huh? He's got Xi coming to the table. Interesting. Wonder what it was that did it all of a sudden. Pardon me. On the trade deal with Japan.
Under the historic trade deal with the Prime Minister that is signed today and private sector agreements that were signed moments ago, we'll be increasing our commerce very, very much further. Japan's going to be investing $550 billion into the United States, and it's an amazing thing, and they're happy, and they're gonna love it. It's going to be really good. It's going to be a great for everybody. We're building up an allied industrial base, and you know, one of the things that makes me so happy is they'll be taking some of our product. Japan is I don't think I'm saying anything that's very secret. They've been typically slightly closed as a country. It was not easy to come in, but they're taking some of our cars and a lot of our different thing, rice, which is actually a big deal because, as you know, they wouldn't do that, and they're taking corn, and they're taking the Ford 150 right here, the big thing, some of our cars. So it's really a great thing. It's going to be great for them. It's going to be great for everybody.
Ford F-150s in Japan now, huh? Interesting. Okay, we saw the Oversight Committee and their recommendation that the auto pen pardons be nullified. Big deal. Basically, it's everything except Hunter Biden. At least out of the people we care about. I mean, there are a bunch of other like drug dealers and stuff, like, yeah, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, I guess it'd be nice if those were reversed too, sort of, but I don't care. The big deal is the auto pen, okay? Like that's well, the pretext for them being reversed to begin with, and I really don't think that we want to go down the road of the other pardons being reversed too, because that could then very quickly open the door to, well, any other pardons from, say, previous Trump admin being reversed. So they're restricting this just to the auto pen stuff for a reason, which I understand. All right, let's see. Johnson up next here, talking on the shutdown.
The Democrats' historic obstruction has now become very clear for everyone. I want to use a little simple, grab Lily, if you show me this real quick. Just real quick, simple facts, because...
Oh, and hello out there, Liberty USA 3417 says, wow, found you guys after years and years. Good to see you again. Very nice. Welcome back.
These things get obscured too much. But there are simple facts about the Democrat shutdown that everybody needs to recognize. Here's 4 of them. First of all, we have to have Democrats to reopen the government. You know that in the Senate it requires 60 votes to break an impasse. Wait, hang on, Lily, hold it real quick. Keep it close to the podium. I want everybody to see this, okay? We're gonna make it simple. I had my 15-year-old son and some of his friends were together over the weekend, and they wanted me to explain it to them as simply as possible. This is the little formulation, okay? Hey, fellas, remember from civics, you gotta have 60 votes in the Senate. We only have 53 Republicans, so we must have Democrats to do it. The Democrats are out trying to claim that this is all on Republicans because we control the government. We don't control the Senate without 60 votes, so you have to have them. Now they voted 13 times, those Senate Democrats, counting the House and the Senate together, they voted 13 times to keep the government closed. And what they're demanding as a ransom to reopen the government are some really crazy things. They want to restore $200 billion in health benefits paid for by U.S. taxpayers to illegal aliens and non-citizens. We can't do that. They want billions of dollars in wasteful programs to be returned to foreign countries for things that none of you would agree with. We're not going to do that. They want $500 million to go back to left-leaning news organizations paid for by taxpayers. We can't do that. And then they want to cut $50 billion from the Rural Hospital Fund that Republicans got signed into law July 4th to prop up health care in red states and rural areas around the country. It's too important but they want to take that away. They know that we can't do it. And now that they've begun to admit what this is all about, thanks, Lee, put another thing there. They're admitting what they're up to. Chuck Schumer said every day of the shutdown gets better for us, meaning the Democrat Party. And you know, we had the second-ranked Democrat in the House, the minority whip, who just said a few days ago, the end of last week, that we know that this is causing great pain for the American people, but we have to use this leverage. We don't have many times where we have leverage like this. And so they've shown you what the real motivation is. But ultimately, why are they doing all that? Let me summarize this really quickly, as simply as I can, for the civic students back home. Republicans are not demanding anything, literally nothing. All we want is to reopen the government. The Democrats are demanding all those things I just showed you on the chart, plus a lot more. When I say they want to send money to foreign countries, this is some of the things that they would propose that we.
Hadn't cut off. Oh well.
Things like $4 million for
here we go. Okay.
Global LGBTQI plus awareness campaigns around the world. $4 million for the LGBTQI plus democracy grants in the Balkans. They want $2 million for feminist democratic principles projects in Africa. We're not doing that. But again, the question is why? Why? This sounds crazy. It is. Why would they do this? And what we saw on vivid display over the weekend was the re-emphasis of this fact. This is motivated purely out of fear. And what do we mean by that? You saw the Democratic leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, endorse Zoran Mamdani for mayor of New York City on Friday. It was an illustration of what we're facing here. The Democrats right now fear the far left activists more than they fear air traffic controllers, border patrol agents, American service members, and so many others missing their paychecks. They fear the Marxist insurgents like Mamdani more than they fear families and children going hungry from lapsed benefits that keep food on their tables. They simply fear losing their own political positions next November if they don't appease the angry far left base right now.
It's proven wrong, pardon me, once again, as GE Appliances' $3.5 billion investment in USA manufacturing just sparked the launch of an American rail line in Louisville, a new one, I guess, which will transport goods nationwide. It's being launched by two top rail companies, Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific. GE will be using it to transport their goods. That is good. A sign of returning manufacturing. That is a good thing to see. Hopefully more where that came from, and some. There better be. U.S. Senate confirms Trump judicial nominee Rebecca Abelson to be U.S. Circuit Judge. The 7th Circuit, 50-46. Close one. Trump says Toyota is going to be putting auto plants all over the U.S. to the tune of about $10 billion. Not too bad. Senate Majority Leader John Thune has told his leadership team he's cool to the idea of putting one-off funding bills on the floor. This lines him up with the White House, which wants to keep pressure on the Democrats to reopen the government. I wonder what exactly that would mean. One-off funding bills, like just funding very specific items only, like paying air traffic control, for example. I don't know. I assume that's what it means. Could be something else. Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft and author of How to Avoid a Climate Disaster, said in a new letter that global leaders should rethink their approach to climate change. Ahead of the upcoming COP30 UN Climate Summit, he argued that too much attention is given to emissions, Yeah. And environmental issues, too. And then more funding should instead focus on improving lives, particularly by reducing disease and poverty. How can we do that, Bill? By sterilizing people and injecting them full of God knows what? Yeah. Actually, precisely how he intends to do that. Department of Homeland Security announced Monday that 1.6 million people who were in the U.S. illegally have self-deported. And another 500,000 have actually been deported. That's not too bad. Still a long way to go. Long way to go, to be sure. But that is a reasonable start, considering this is the first year, and it is not even over yet. We still got 3 months to go until we're 1 year in, so I'd say that's not half bad. You know, a significant portion of that this first 9 months was taken up just getting things into place and, you know, working through the courts to get policy changes implemented and having things drag ass like at every turn, you know, what they want to do, try to wind the clock out. So all things considered, I'd say it's a pretty damn good start. But again, it's definitely going to have to go way higher than that. But it does seem like they intend to head that direction. I continue to see ads from ICE seeking new employees. That's a good sign. Just yesterday, more than 3,000 flights were delayed across the country. Oof.
Today marks a big moment. For the first time, air traffic controllers will miss a full paycheck. The uncertainty is starting to take a toll. Just yesterday, more than 3,000 flights were delayed across the country. Some of that was weather related, but the DOT says as many as half those delays were related to the shutdown. Some controllers are calling out sick in protest or working second jobs to make ends meet. The largest union representing federal workers is calling for the shutdown to end so they can get paid. Here at SEA, you might see air traffic controllers handing out leaflets today. Their union says it's happening at nearly 20 airports nationwide to let travelers know how the shutdown is impacting safety and operations. Today marks a big moment. For the first time, air traffic controllers.
Trump participates in a troop visit and remarks on the George Washington. We saw him walking in on that, and we'll keep going because we got plenty more to get to. Oh yeah, freaking Tucker Carlson interviewed Betty Boy Fuentes. I haven't watched any of this yet. I don't know. I mean, I'll try to make time to, but I don't know that I'll really get around to it. I don't know that I really care enough to do it. What do they get into? I understand they didn't really get into some of the more spicy topics that you would have expected Fuentes to get into. Probably a condition of his participation. Set by Tucker Carlson, I assume. The dinner with Ye and Trump. All right. Listen to the powerful winds slamming Treasure Beach, Jamaica, as Hurricane Melissa closes in on the island. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. Whoa. Dang, man. No, thank you. Yikes. This is funny. Bill to suspend congressional pay during U.S. government shutdown projected to not pass Congress. Go figure. That's right. They're more than willing to pay themselves to basically sit there and tread water. If it's not even that, it's not even that hard. They're just sitting there doing nothing, more or less. At least in certain cases. More than happy to pay themselves to do that, while the rest of the country's government infrastructure, supporting contractors and everything, everyone just starves. They're fine with that. Pathetic. Bondi, we saw, indeed, has initiated a review of the Biden administration's reported use of AutoPen for pardons. Rep. Comer's new information is extremely helpful, Bondi says, and his leadership on this issue is invaluable. We'll continue working with GOP oversight to deliver accountability for the American people. Good things ahead. Probably going to get worse first, though. Fair warning. Absolutely pathetic development as Democrat states led by Letitia James sue President Trump to block him from cutting SNAP funds. Funds only lapsing because, well, yeah, Democrats have shut down the government. Can't make it up. Nope. Shameless. I don't care. Serco whistleblower comes forward with Thomas Drake. Serco? Oh, really?
I'm looking dangerous now. Yeah, they're looking anxious now. Yeah, look at it.
Oh, this was like... Oh, wow, it's like a live streamed thing. Weird. Office of the First Lady posting this up. White House getting ready for Halloween. They got pumpkins all over the place. Halloween 2025 sign up. Nice leaf decorations. Someone getting paid up there to put it all up. Nice job. U.S. Senate advances confirmation of Trump nominee Jordan Pratt to be U.S. District Judge for Middle District of Florida. This time 52-47. Still pretty close, but a little better than the last one. Kansas Senate secures enough Republican votes to call a special session to pass a new 2026 congressional map. It'll eliminate the remaining Democrat seat, +1 for Republicans. Hey, hey. Bye-bye. Did Dr. O'Connor mislead the American people with false medical reports about Biden's decline, or, in you believe him, lack thereof? Which I don't.
Dr. O'Connor, were you ever told to lie about the president's health?
On the advice of counsel, I must respectfully decline to answer based upon physician patient.
I plead the fifth.
Privilege and in reliance on my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. I am not a lawyer. I must follow my lawyer's advice in this matter.
There are so many amendments, but I can only choose one.
Reflect that Dr. O'Connor has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Dr. O'Connor, please be very clear.
Yeah. House Oversight Chair Comer, we saw. We'll keep going. 98% chance of a 25 BPS rate cut tomorrow. 2% chance of a 50 point. There's the monkey story. Aggressive monkeys carrying hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID. Wow. Triple whammy. Hepaherpacovid. Hepaherpacovid. If you'd like to catch hepaherpacovid, come on down to Mississippi. Investigators have raided the home and office of Democrat Oklahoma State Rep. A.J. Pittman. Okay. Over her reported criminal use of campaign funds. Why am I not surprised? Every time, man. Freaking, what is it with black women? Like, what is going on? Black women, what are you doing? Get your other fellow black women in line. Like, this shit's out of control. Like, so ridiculous. The clockwork. Ay. Democrats have been making TikToks for 5 weeks. According to a Biden aide, you were interested in doing media interviews to cover up for Biden's mental decline last year. Stop lying to the American people and tell your party to open up the government. This is in response to Timu Obama. Hakeem Jeffries saying House Republicans have been on vacation for 5 weeks. Trump's lawyers appeal his criminal conviction in the New York hush money case. Of course, they're going to try to... I'm surprised it took this long. Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about it for forever. Yep. So on Monday, filed their long-promised appeal of the Manhattan hush money case that led to his felony conviction. Interesting. The president's attorneys echoed arguments that Mr. Trump and his trial counsel made repeatedly throughout the proceedings in the spring of 2024. They said that the case should not have been brought. The judge should have recused himself. He should have, because he'd previously made small donations to Democratic causes, among other things. That's, I think, skipping over a little bit. They also argued the conviction should be discarded due to the Supreme Court's July 2024 ruling on presidential immunity. All right. What the fuck? What? Huh? 3 personnel found dead at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. Circumstances unclear. Eh? You're gonna have to do better than that. Like what? What? Okay, so the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, their state level FBI basically, and excuse me, the Air Force Office of Special Investigations are investigating 3 deaths that occurred between the evening of October 24th and the morning of October 25th. The deaths, which impacted several locations around Dayton, have deeply affected both the military community and local residents. Pardon me. Okay, yeah, there's basically no detail given there. Specific details cannot be shared at this time as the investigation is ongoing. The confirmed deceased are First Lieutenant Jamie Gustitis, no idea, whatever, age 25, who worked in the 711th Human Performance Wing. What is that? Part of the Air Force Research Laboratory? What kind of, like, Captain America shit is this? What? Mrs. Jamie Pritchard, age 33, who worked within the Air Force Life Cycle Management Center. And a Mr. Jacob Pritchard, age 34, also part of the Air Force Research Laboratory. This is sketchy, dude. What the heck? They're all young, all involved in some kind of research, God knows what, something involving human performance. Kind of sounds like comic book super soldier shit, if you ask me. That's kind of weird. Really weird. Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is leading the investigation with assistance from the Air Force OSI and other local law enforcement agencies. Bizarre, man. Weird. Okay, then. Could be. Okay, could be love triangle. There you go. I guess Occam's razor, man. I suppose so. They were, of course, that's the answer. They were screwing each other. Duh. It's 2025. Of course that's it. Everyone's like a sick freak these days, I guess, including people running our Air Force research labs. How nice. Double murder suicide. Wow. Still, I don't know, man. I'd like to know a little bit more about what they were involved in in their day-to-day work. Sounds weird. Sounds interesting. Okay, Senate Judiciary, according to Paul Sperry, is investigating the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funneling millions of dollars to Chinese PLA fronts in violation of IRS rules against charities funding foreign governments under the foundation's 501c3 nonprofit charter. Oh yeah, look at that. There it is from Chuck Grassley, sent to a Mark Sussman, CEO of the Gates Foundation. Okay. Says, according to recent reports, the Gates Foundation, through grants and direct payments, have funded the CCP and its allies. I'm writing today to ask you whether these reports are true or not, and if true, how your organization's conduct comports with 501c3 requirements. Oh. Huh. According to reports, in 2023, the Gates Foundation directed roughly $11.7 million into various arms of China's communist-controlled government, as well as a $2 million to a corporation the DoD determined works with the Chinese military, and an additional $6.7 million state-run universities that help prop up Xi Jinping's regime. That is interesting. Oh, what dis? Who dis? Oh, thank you, whoever that is, tagging me with the the monkey story. The what is it? Herpa COVID. Was it? Catherine Herridge, new Arctic frost records. Oh, from GOP Judiciary. Multiple spreadsheets. Individuals identified, potentially under investigation. Bannon, Giuliani, Clark, Meadows. Now there's Mark Meadows, Peter McGinnis. No idea. Matthew Maddock, Thomas Lane, Ken Klukowski, Bernard Carrick. Mark Jefferson, Hope Hicks. Wow, Hope Hicks, huh? Bo Harrison. Wonder why that's in red. William Bo Harrison. Here's Rudy Giuliani, Sean Flynn. Oops. James Fitzpatrick, Scott Fitzgerald, Joshua Findlay, Mark Fincham. A whole bunch of people. Shoot. Oh, come back here. Steve Bannon. Oh, Christina Bobb. Met her not too long ago. Michael Brown. Ken Cheesebro. Jeffrey Clark. Jeff Clark, like Jeff Clark. What's his name? Which Jeff Clark? You assume this one? Justin Clark. Joe DeGeneva. How about that? Remember him? John Dahlman. John Eastman. Wow. Jenna Ellis. Yeah. Boris Epstein. Amy Facinello. Karen Fan. And there's more, I assume. It's an alphabetical list, but it definitely doesn't run all the way to the end of the alphabet, so I assume there's more than that. More here. Jeez. Ridiculous. Okay, next up. Southern GOP states now preparing to redistrict their congressional maps in the event Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, and conservatives at the Supreme Court end race-based ERA districts. Voting Rights Act, my ass. Yeah, this is absolutely huge. It would be a very, very big deal. Republicans could gain nearly 20 seats from this. Race-based districts drawn for Democrats must be permanently struck down by the Supreme Court. They damn well better be. It's an absurdity. Based, Clarence. Do it. Do it, Clarence. Do it. You know you want to. I think they're probably going to do it. All right. Is that it? I guess that's it. We go back to actually, let me jump to see what we've missed with Trump today. Oh, deal signing? Okay. Why not? Let's check this out. I assume he probably takes some questions here, so. This is this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
We're going to be.
Lutnick. While that's playing, I'll surf around and see if I can find some fresh stuff too.
Well, welcome everybody.
Let me skip forward to see if they take questions. All the talking is usually.
AI infrastructure, optical fiber cables for the thrown in.
Oh, maybe they don't. They just sign a whole bunch of thingies and then.
I was just authorized to make that
here for you.
Okay, here's Trump.
We've committed. Really grateful to be here for you, Mr. President.
Thank you. We just heard that Toyota is going to be contributing $10 billion building auto plants throughout the United States. And they are doing it, I think, because of the November 5th election and because of the tariffs. And I was just authorized to make that statement. And we have another company that's going to be contributing at least $10 billion, and I'll give you that name later. We'll keep it a little. They wanted to do it very quietly, and that's okay with me. It could be quiet or not quiet. It's still about, I think, $18 billion. So we're very close to that.
Now you're at 518. Now you're at 518.
If you think about it. So thank you all very much. Great honor. You're great business people, my friends. Almost all of you are friends, and we appreciate it. And our country will not let you down. You know, we hit a new high today in the stock market in history. And I think we've hit 48 highs since I've been there. I've only been there 9 months, and we've hit 48 highs, so it's really great. 48 highs, and we solved 9 wars. No, 8 wars, and another one coming. I think Russia-Ukraine is coming. I thought that was going to be the easy one. We did the Middle East, but we didn't do that, but we'll get it done. But it's really a very good feeling to do that. But we really appreciate it, and you have great companies. You're phenomenal business people and beyond business people, honestly. But thank you all very much. We appreciate it. We won't let you down. Thank you.
Right. Go check out what's going on in Portland. The latest out there. Oh man. Young homeless woman overdosing on fentanyl on the streets of Portland. Minutes after the so-called harm reduction activists come by handing out pipes.
I have it. I have Narcan. I have Narcan. I have
Dear God, man.
Two.
Come on, CPR. Where's CPR? Come on. Come on, do it. There she is. Oh, wait. I hear her. There. There it is. You hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, we hear it. The first one, right?
Yeah. But
okay, yeah, wait 5 minutes. Come on. Ah! There it is.
Man, oh man.
There it is. Yeah, I got one. After a second, you do cold water.
No. Oh, hell no. Drinking street water?
Baby, that's who you are. And that's what you just got to do your job. It's a disgrace to my family. Yeah, thanks. I wanted to show you that. I'm sorry for something I was normal. It's special. It's really yes, I'm bossy. Yeah, I'm bossy. Yes, God. And I just get
Talking about fentanyl?
Everybody has life now, you know,
Jesus. God help him. I remember seeing stuff like that out there. Got footage of just driving down the road, and you know, when I was out there in 2020, and this guy just like standing on a median, just pants around his ankles, just peeing. The freaking stream. Standing there like hanging onto a road sign, like using it to balance while just relieved himself. Could hardly stand up straight. It was ridiculous stuff I saw out there. Looks like it's probably even gotten worse. I think when I was out there, I don't know that fentanyl had really set in yet. I don't think. Like I don't think you saw people doing the Fenty fold back then. It's like a more recent kind of thing. This is allegedly from today. I guess there is still shit going on, huh? Interesting. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. I wonder where this is. Okay.
You alright, brother?
Oh my gosh.
You good? You alright? I was just checking on you, man. You got a Gatorade?
What's that?
You got a Gatorade? You got it, brother. There you go. It's great.
You're so freaking great. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. You want me to open it for you? There you go.
God, that is sad though.
Yeah, man.
Can't even open it.
Yeah. I'll put the top on it just a little bit for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. There it is, yeah.
Wow.
There's your beef jerky too. Yeah, man. Have a good day, brother.
I just wince when people say that. To someone like that. Portland, Oregon. I've followed this guy Kevin Dahlgren for years. Does excellent work. Him and another girl, Tara Fall. They do fantastic work. Her especially. She does really nice like photography with the homeless, especially. And she does other stuff too, but especially just out on the streets, photographing and talking to and, you know, helping getting to know all these street people. It's really good work. I think the two of them work together quite a bit. I think he was recently recognized by someone in the administration. It might have been Carolyn Levitt during a press conference or something for the work that he does, you know, documenting how terrible the state of things in Portland degenerated to. It's completely disgusting.
The appointment times 2-3.
Well, let's start. Look at that. Unconscionable in a modern city. Please do hit the thumbs up button, by the way, if you are watching on YouTube, or no matter where you're watching, just pop over to YouTube and hit the thumbs up, por favor. Would much appreciate it. Oh my gosh, look at that. No pants. No pants.
What is that anyway?
It's my medicine.
That's your meth, your medicine?
Yes, I have a manufacturer license for it.
What?
I'm supposed to have it. It's my medicine.
So, somehow I don't think that's true.
I'll take you, man.
Look how bad this is. This is terrible. Look at this. Oh man, this is where I stayed. This is where I stayed. I stayed literally right down this street, right across, literally like right across the street down that way. I remember this spot right here. That little lot. Let me see if that hotel's... I think that's the building right there. This taller one. That was the place I stayed at. Shitty little freaking hotel. Look at this. This is... I saw this one earlier. Just look at this dump. Can't believe this exists. Look at that. Flat on his face. What on earth? Yikes. All right. What else we got? Portland here. Oh,
What do you think about these?
Ooh, that is loud. Speakers back there. Crank that back a touch.
I hate them. Yeah, how do you feel about living in this building just next to
bombs at me at night? I've been harassed.
Next to the ice building, in the safe house, all that.
Just because I voted for Trump.
Do you think the National Guard should come here?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
And what do you think about these protesters just constantly being out here? Do you think they've lost the plot as far as what they're protesting for?
Yeah, they're turned into just a mixed bunch of... I don't even know what they don't even know what they're protesting about, really. They're just out here to protest.
Is it making the quality of your life harder?
Yes, it is. The harassment I get because I'm a Trump voter. I mean, they're throwing bombs at us and stuff.
Really? They came inside your apartment and threw
No, we're out at the park and they threw bombs at us.
Just because you voted for Trump?
Yeah, because I booed them when I drove past them.
So this man lives right here at the apartment complex building, just right outside the ICE detention building, and he's literally received people throwing stuff at him inside the park because he voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's horrible. Yeah.
What do they call you, these people?
They call me a Nazi.
For what?
Go away, Nazi. And just because I have my Trump hat usually on. Yeah, my grandfather died in a concentration camp, so I know.
So your grandfather died in a concentration camp, and now these people call you a Nazi?
Yeah, yes. And it's really offensive, I think.
That is very offensive. Your grandfather died because of concentration camps, and now they're calling you a Nazi because you vote for and support Trump.
For Trump, yeah.
And so outside the ICE detention facility.
Wow. This is from yesterday. Oh, that's... Get that one. I've seen it already. It's kind of... Yeah. That's from days ago. Ooh, interesting. Former Antifa member.
Ask you, how long were you in Antifa?
I believe it was about 2 years, 2018 to 2020.
And were you recruited? Did you seek them out? How exactly did that work?
I sought them out. I was very well aware from the beginning that it was an organization. I just wasn't sure how it operated, and I never fell into any particular group or cell. I was kind of a drifter, so I just kind of blew where the wind took me. I was led into and out of the chaos, but yeah, I sought them out.
So you may have been a drifter, but can you clarify this for us? As somebody who was in Antifa, Is it a actual organization?
100,000%. Don't let anybody fool you otherwise.
And they have like a hierarchy and a leadership structure. What is that like?
Well, the way I classify the two classes of Antifa, at least street level, you have the devotees and you have the wannabes. The devotees are people like me, people who are really in it for the Civil War aspect. We knew damn well we were playing in Civil War territory. We wanted to fight. We wanted to take out our political enemies. We wanted to take out all our rage. We were willing to do what the little trans kids on the college campus wanted, right? They're the wannabes, the furries, the one coming out in the dinosaur suits, you know, all of which is made to make it look light and fluffy, while people like me were behind the scenes. I would walk around with a machete half the size of my fucking leg. I called it my self-defense machete. It's fucking pathetic. But, so the devotees kind of use the wannabe class as human shield. So a lot of the time the wannabes would get taken out first because they want to be virtuous. They want to be there with their cameras at the front, and then, holy shit, here come the rubber bullets. And then the ones in the back can be like, see, we told you. And then some of them can go to fight, and then others can go to run away.
That's crazy, man. So, would you classify this organization as terroristic?
Yep. My thoughts.
You're saying they want civil war, so.
Yeah, it's a domestic terror organization. I wish it could have gone differently. I love alternate history as much as the next guy. I'd love to see what that world looks like, but unfortunately, the reality is, like, this is bad. This is a white boy jihad, and it's gonna get fucked up.
Yep. Do not buy into that whole inflatable dinosaur suit thing. It is, I mean, it's designed to make them look pathetic. Specifically to make you, complacent and have you brushing them off. Harmless retards. When they are anything but. Very dangerous. And I want to see the rest of that. How do I find that? I hate when people don't link sources. Here we
This
go.
might be the most urgent and important interview that I have ever done. Today we are going to be speaking with an ex-member of the terrorist organization Antifa. He was a street member of an Oregon chapter, and he is going to give us all of the behind-the-scenes knowledge and inner workings of this terrorist organization.
Portland is unbelievable what's going on. These are paid terrorists, okay?
The Trump administration needs to start treating Antifa like ISIS, the terrorists that they are.
From talking about how their leadership works, how their hierarchy is formed, how he got into Antifa, and what they are doing to raise their money, as well as what their ultimate goal is: a civil war in America. We need to push this information out there so that more people know what is actually going on. So please, like, comment, and share. Let's go.
You get to the goods, brother. Come on. Let's go.
And Ty was actually a member of the, I understand that you were able to actually deprogram to get away from Antifa, and I want you to know that we're all super proud of you, and we really appreciate you being here with us today, brother.
Thanks, man. I feel the love. Like, I appreciate your shout outs. I appreciate you reaching out. You have amazing followers. They're all flocking to my channel. And, you know, for the most part, it's nothing but love. So thank you guys for keeping it real. Yeah, it means a lot. This hasn't been an easy journey. So thank you guys.
And it should always be love, man. Like, that's really the way that we fix this, is by finding common ground, by, you know, finding mutual things that we have in common and not letting that gap keep growing, because things are escalating, and that's not going to be good for either side, any of the American people. And all it really does when things escalate and they get into violence, in my opinion, we are purposefully divided because it's so much.
We want to hear the guy, man. We want to hear the dude.
And they absolutely bleed us dry, and we lose our...
We know all that. All right, part 3.
So you're...
Part 5. Part 4. Part 3. Part 4. I guess we don't get part 3.
Was there...
Nope, they skipped part 3 for whatever reason.
I believe that local
No idea.
businesses, at least I can say, in Eugene.
Oh,
a
it
lot of
was
these far left
removed. Okay, the third video was removed, which talked about drug income and affiliates, mainly Chinese. Interesting. Well, that sucks. Dang it.
areas, especially areas of entertainment, and let's just say debauchery, a lot of the bars. A lot of them were in bed with Antifa, and I think a lot of them were getting in bed with local charities and NGOs. And
Oh, yes. Yeah, there you go.
I really believe that.
Man, I really got to get on it because I interviewed an Antifa member extensively on camera when I went out there back in 2020.
Look, the National Guard is great and everything. You really want to sink these motherfuckers? Sit the IRS on them. Audit everybody, because there's multiple ways that these kids were getting funding. You know, for a lot of them, people like me, it was kind of like Scientology, pay to play. Yeah, you gotta pay your bills, but you might also need the mask for tomorrow type stuff. And then for the girls in Antifa, a lot of them were sex workers. So they're making a shit ton of money that guys like us couldn't make.
Wow.
And then on the community level, a lot of these bars and a lot of these downtown businesses, they pride themselves on the idea of revolution, a new world, apocalyptic narratives that we're all gonna die. You go around all these places and it has satanic imagery fucking everywhere.
I mean, it sounds borderline.
Wait, where?
A new world. A lot of these bars and a lot
of
these downtown businesses, they pride themselves on the idea of revolution.
Well, I mean, Voodoo Donuts for sure.
A new world, apocalyptic narratives that we're all gonna die. You go around all these places and it has satanic imagery fucking everywhere.
I mean, it's
Wow. Okay, I need to save this interview. I need to like investigate some of this stuff if I end up going out there, which I don't know. It looks like things are still happening, so I guess I really need to start planning that now.
It sounds borderline like the women might even be being trafficked to a certain extent by the organization. But have you seen stuff like drug dealing going on? And have you seen any possible links? I know you mentioned Chinese organizations. Have you seen any links with cartels and Antifa?
Well, the Chinese syndicates would be communist Chinese cartels, so they're their own form of cartel. But I think especially as Texas pushed out a lot of the migrant crisis, you started to notice there was more Mexicans popping up there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that was going on. I have my suspicions. I won't say them on camera, just on the off chance that I'm wrong, because I don't want to take a bullet to the head. But I do believe that there are multiple syndicates and criminal organizations that play here.
Okay, so you've already said that they were.
Man, I gotta go rewatch the interview I did with. It was quite long. It was. It must have been close to like 2 hours. Ish.
Encouraging edging towards civil war. Have you seen Antifa pushing its members towards escalating violence?
100%, and they play with the same language that gets played in the Middle East. They throw it all around Oregon. You see it spray painted around the campuses. Antifada, Antifada, and the word Antifa is literally in that. So I mean, sometimes the universe just tells you things flat out. A lot of what's happening.
It's spelled differently, but they do use it absolutely.
Happening in the Middle East, it's really the same as what's going on here. We're in the early stages of stone throwing. That stone throwing led to a lot of public optics of, oh no, the kids are being shot at, they're being attacked, how horrible, how horrible. Meanwhile, the footage of them punching a police officer gets blocked out.
Okay, more next.
So you're dealing with a culture that's essentially creating a narrative of almost an apartheid system. That's kind of why they look at you guys like you and get scared. They're like, you are not a part of our society. The same way people over in Israel, or sorry, over in the other side of that in Gaza, they'll be like, oh, you're colonialist, you're settlers. Like, they're looking at a lot of these conflicts overseas and they're LARPing and they're putting themselves in that exact same position because this is a globalist movement. This is all nations. This is in the UK, this is in Ireland, this is in Africa, this is in Japan. And a lot of them really seek a world without borders, but at the same time, you have to have borders, so it's a very discoherent system, but the media really props it up. Like KEZI, whenever the federal courthouse got attacked again recently, they're like, oh my god, protesters are being kidnapped. No, they're being detained.
Let me ask you this. How were you able to get out? And what triggered you to want to get out of Antifa?
Getting out of Antifa was like getting out of a bad relationship. I put up with so much, I did so much, I saw so much. You know, half the channel, I'm still going through all the stories of all the things I did. But the short answer for getting out, doing everything they told me not to do. Listening to people they told me not to listen to, listening to music they told me not to listen to, watching movies they told me not to watch, reading books they told me not to read, talking to people they told me not to talk to, which is a major cult aspect of that. They encourage you to sever ties with your family.
Yep.
And I did that. I didn't even get to see my grandmother on her deathbed. Because
oh man,
she was a white supremacist.
No wonder this guy made it out.
This is why
it would eat at anyone. Is there any remaining soul left?
I'm so fucking passionate about this. I lost so much of my life to these motherfuckers, and people wonder why I'm still so hurt, because they don't hear about this. They think I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist, and no, the past should be in the past, and it's like, no, this is happening to thousands of people every
Man, I want to find this guy.
fucking day.
I'd love to talk to this guy.
Every fucking day. All of their targets, they don't go after Nazis. I was studying Nazis. I was very confused why no one around me wanted to know about actual Nazis. So I didn't spend much time in the Proud Boys. I don't think they're actual Nazis, so I wasn't fucking worried about them, you know? But they don't like to talk about that stuff because it's scary. What's a threat to them is people like Charlie Kirk, who convince people like me, hey, you're fucking up, come back here, buddy. You know there's a man upstairs that loves you? Do you know you got a mommy and daddy at home that miss you very much? Do you know you look like a fucking asshole on these drugs? That's who they hate, because they threaten the cult.
Interesting. Last one.
The tipping point. Was there one thing, or was it just an accumulation of things that made you want to start questioning the ideology and what was going on?
There's just so much of it, because you gotta remember, none of us are ever out there sober. You've never seen a sober Antifa member in your life. So there was a lot of disassociation, and there's a lot of times that Daryl Davis came out, I'm like, I want to go talk to the conservatives, and there was just other times I just felt it was so chaotic, and everybody's screaming. I was there, you know, at one point screaming, all cops are bastard, and we're all chanting, and somebody fired a gun in the middle in the air. So it's like, moments like that, it would snap me out of that, and then it would have me go back into war mode. And I think that's just what just disgusted me, is over time realizing how much I lost, how many friendships I severed, how stupid I was being, how much I destroyed myself. Like, I have so much physical damage now from all the fucking drugs that, like, a lot of mental damage. Which is probably one of the only reasons I'm so cocky.
I wonder if he was talking about Daryl Davis, like the black guy that befriended like KKK people. I'm looking for Daryl Davis here. That's the only Daryl Davis I can find. He's a really interesting character. I would assume that he died long ago, but interesting.
And doing this because my brain's fried and the parts telling me to stop talking are gone. But
let's talk about something positive. Where is your life at?
No, I guess he is still alive. Look at that. He was just on Joe Rogan not too long ago, I guess. Interesting.
Today, like, where is your heart and your spirit and your head at?
He's a really cool character. You should look into him if any of you have not come across Daryl Davis before. He's an interesting guy.
Today, now that you've been able to distance yourself and find some time and some peace,
I'm still struggling a lot. You know, I put down the beer 3 days ago. The last beer I had was actually when I was doing that message to you. I was like, you know what? Let me just kind of mark this to remember it. Hopefully I stick with it. But I'm still an addict. Like, I still struggle, you know. I'm learning how to integrate into regular life, because even before Antifa, so much of my life was crazy that I have a very hard time talking to normal people. People don't have a good time understanding this. Like, I feel better, and it feels good to be doing this, but there is still kind of like a part that hurts, because the change has been made. And I was about to give up on the podcast, but I was just praying to God, like, hey, give me a sign that I need to keep going. Like, if I don't want to put this down, I feel like I need to do this, but also everybody's telling me to stop. My mission this whole time has just been to find one other ex-Antifa member to sit down on camera.
You know what, though? Like, I completely understand. It's when it comes to things like cults, I personally can understand because of my lifestyle and addiction and the criminology and, the way that I live that lifestyle. You know, a lot of those people I had really bad, toxic relationships with, and I miss them. Most of them are dead. Most of fentanyl came in and killed most of them, and I have a lot of conflicted feelings about that. As much as I hate methamphetamines, I still had a 20-year relationship with that substance, and there's times where I still feel like a belonging or a sorrow because of its absence in my life, but the consequences were absolutely devastating, and it turned me into a slave. But, they're complicated feelings because we're complex creatures, and I think it would be really awesome if you were able to find someone that you could, talk talk with, possibly podcast with. So hopefully this reaches other people that are ex-Antifa members. And even if you're not, if you want to know more about Antifa and how Antifa works and all of the behind the scenes of Antifa from somebody who's safe and isn't trying to indoctrinate you into the cult, I highly recommend that you go and you subscribe to Ty, whose channel is Triple B Collective, right here on YouTube.
Oh, well, there it is. Triple B Collective. See if I can find that. Triple B Collective. Hey, there he is. What? A DC he's no shit. He's local? Oh, get out of here. Kidding me. Okay. Well, that's a good find. All right. Well, that does it for me. I need to bookmark all those. If anyone would like to support my effort to get out there, please do send some funds our way. You can use the donor box, donorbox.org/support-PSB. And I think someone, after the last show a few days ago, tossed another 150 or two in there. So we're quite close now. Oh, I'll drop the... Oh, I can't drop the link onto YouTube, unfortunately. Maybe someone else can grab it. I will paste it onto DLive here. Go. Awesome. Cool. That does it for me. Sunny's in. How you doing? Hello.
Hi, Pam. And then just to make sure, did you want to come back for Mo Shifter? Is it okay if I just do that?
Oh, if you're up for covering it, I'm not gonna say no.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
then you don't have to come back.
Thank you so
tonight.
much. That's
yeah,
awesome.
you bet.
Great.
You have that morning shift yet, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
it's your go.
All right. Thank you.
You have a good show.
Thank you so much.
See you guys.
All right, guys. It's Tuesday, October 28th. Hello, y'all.
All right. There we go. Bye, YouTube. That's it for me. I don't really have anything else to cover. I just gotta... I'll drop the link to that Tifa interview. Oh, never mind. I can't do that because I can't frickin' post on YouTube. Can't frickin' drop anything on YouTube. Ridiculous. So obnoxious. Oh, I did. You know what? We can do that real quick. I'll cover that before we leave. Sane bullcrap. Yeah, I went back and forth with the @Team YouTube account. I can't tell if it's even a real person or if I think it's probably just a bot. But it was infuriating. Like this is just customer service these days, or quote unquote. Told them I was having a strange issue. I was unable to chat on my own live chats. Happens on multiple devices. Doesn't matter which one I use. They respond with asking me to take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of myself being unable to chat. I don't even know how to do that. So I took a video. It's the only thing I could think of.
Gonna be a Nazi.
And then they asked me, does this happen across all devices? Despite the fact that I told them in the original post that yes, it happens across all devices. If you haven't yet, try clearing your browser cache and cookies. Literal, like, amateur tier stuff. Yeah, I did that already. Tried logging out, tried logging back in, tried restarting, tried it all. Nothing. Doesn't matter which network connection I use. I think I told them that too. I repeated it to them that it was definitely none of those things, and that other accounts work just fine on all the devices that I use. If I switch accounts, I can chat on that account, but not mine, not the PSB account. So I said some moderator YouTube's probably done something to the account. It's the only explanation I can think of, which, you know what? I get it. Rogue employees, or even accidents. happen. It happens. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't expect an explanation. I just like to see it resolved. And nothing. No response to that. No response to the next one. So I screech at them. It's still happening. Fix the issue, please. And they give me this. If you've already tried fixing it, but it still didn't work, the next step is to submit a feedback report to help our team investigate. So I have to do everything that I just did, but on your website. Never mind the fact that I already did that before I did any of this. I did that days ago. I did their stupid little feedback report. First thing. And nothing. I think the last exchange ended up being, where was it? I think I reposted it and exclaimed how ridiculous it was that this is a thing. Yeah, what good is at Team YouTube if they refuse to actually look at and fix the issue? My channel's being messed with again after being unbanned less than a month ago after a 5-year-long ban. Why is it impossible to just have a voice that doesn't get completely smothered? It's just tiring. 5 damn years, 5 years of potential growth squashed, and it's still not over. And they responded with this load of steaming garbage. It's possible this issue isn't widespread, or our engineering team doesn't have enough info to investigate yet. We recommend monitoring the known issue page in case your issue pops up there. The whole point is that the issue isn't widespread. It's happening to me. And just me. Only me. Like, you know, someone's targeting me. Some asshole employee. It would be a very simple thing for them to just go take a look. But they won't do that. Again, I don't even think this is a real person, to be perfectly honest. It's garbage. AI slop. So that's all you get now. You don't even get a real person. You don't even get an Indian. You don't even get a frickin' H-1B Indian, or, you know, just a completely foreign Indian overseas who can hardly speak English. You don't even get that. You get AI slop. Yep. Crazy. Is there a chance that I was blocked within my own channel? I don't even think you can do that. I don't think it's possible to block yourself. I mean, I suppose I can look, but that would be just ridiculous, wouldn't it? That can't be it. The only workaround I can come up with for now is, and what I'm going to end up doing for the time being is, I'm going to make a separate account and make that account a moderator. That way I can at least drop links. That's the only thing I can do for now. It's the only way I'll be able to chat in my own chat and actually drop links to you guys. Ridiculous. So that's life as a freshly unbanned YouTuber. Nice, right? Yeah. Another thing on my to-do list this week is trying to figure out contacting the judiciary, GOP judiciary. To tell them about this, because it's just like just out of control. Just doesn't quit. Just never stops. Yep. All right. Well, anyway, that's that. We'll call it quits there. That does it for me. Had fun. Been a fun night. And you guys tomorrow evening.